It all comes down to this, as the Chiefs are back in the AFC Championship game for a 7th straight year, where they'll take on the Buffalo Bills with a trip to Super Bowl 59 on the line. Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen will meet in the playoffs for the 4th time in their careers on Sunday. Only Tom Brady and Peyton Manning, who faced off 5 times in the postseason against one another, had more postseason battles in NFL playoff history. Mahomes is also seeking playoff win number 17 as a starting quarterback in the NFL. That would break a tie with Joe Montana for the 2nd most all-time among starting quarterbacks in the postseason. Now, it won't be easy, but if the Chiefs are able to pull it off, it'll likely be because they won the turnover battle. And in my opinion, winning the turnover margin is the crux of this whole matchup. The Bills forced 32 turnovers this season, 3rd most of any team in the NFL, and that included 16 recovered fumbles, most in the NFL, and the Bills' fumble recovery rate was 57%, far and away the highest in the league. So it should come as no surprise that Buffalo led the NFL in possessions that began in opponent territory with 29, and overall, their 128 points off takeaways this year were the most in the NFL, and that represented 24% of their overall total as a team, 3rd highest rate in the league. Now, the other part of this is the Bills also protect the football. They turned the ball over just 8 times this year. That was a league low, and they're plus 24 in the giveaway takeaway. Easily the best mark for any team in the league, and 8 turnovers ahead of 2nd place. The Chiefs have also excelled in this area lately, though. Kansas City hasn't turned the ball over since Week 11 against Buffalo. That's a streak of 8 consecutive games without a turnover, and it's an NFL record. The Chiefs are also plus 11 in the giveaway takeaway in that time. So again, to sum it all up, whoever wins the turnover margin is probably going to win this game. And that's because possessions will likely be at a premium in this game. The Chiefs faced the fewest opponent possessions of any team in the NFL this year, while Buffalo faced the 3rd fewest opponent possessions while on defense this season. Both of these teams like to play ball control. They like to condense the game. And just like we saw back in Week 11, it's likely both teams will only have 8 or 9 possessions throughout the entire contest, and it's critical to make the most of each and every one of them. Now, these teams are similar in a bunch of ways, and one big example is how they both rack up yards after the catch. In fact, a league most 60.2% of the Chiefs' passing yards this season took place after the catch. And right behind them, at number 2 in the NFL, was Buffalo, which tallied 57.9% of its passing yards after the catch this year. And for Buffalo, the player behind a bunch of that production has been wide receiver Khalil Shakir, whose 619 yards after the catch this season ranked 3rd in the NFL. Shakir caught 31 passes behind the line of scrimmage this year, and on those, he averaged 8 yards per reception. So it seems simple, but sure tackling and just blowing up these plays before they can really get going that take place behind the line of scrimmage, that's a key to slowing down this Bills offense. And on the other side, Xavier Worthy is a player to watch for the Chiefs on Sunday. Worthy kind of had his breakout game against the Bills back in Week 11. He caught 4 passes for 61 yards and a touchdown in that one. And in every game he's played in since, he's recorded at least 40 yards through the air. Worthy was one of just 5 players across the NFL to record at least 40 receiving yards in every game from Week 11 through Week 17. And last week, in his playoff debut, he caught 5 passes for 45 yards. So those are just a few things to know about this matchup. We could talk for hours about the Chiefs and the Bills. We've seen some of the greatest playoff games in NFL history between these two teams. And once again, they'll go at it with a trip to Super Bowl 59 waiting on the other side.